Meetings. Divine Guitars. Intermediate. KP Music Shop is a retailer of musical instruments based in the UK. They are looking for a new range of guitars to sell in their stores. Sarah and Matthew, Matt, work for KP Music Shop. Divine Guitars is a guitar manufacturer based in New York. Mark and Rosa work for Divine Guitars. Sarah and Matthew are visiting the Divine offices in New York. They are interested in a range of guitars called the Lola range. KP and Divine had some contact before the meeting in New York. Divine gave this information for their Lola range. Study it carefully. The meeting is in 5 sections. Read the information.
Hi, Sarah. Matt, welcome to New York. Please come in.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Apologies again for the delay. I really thought they were going to cancel the flight this morning. It was really windy. There was lots of turbulence over the Atlantic, a few tense moments.
But you made it. That's the important thing.
So, Sarah, Matt, something to drink? We have tea, coffee, water?
Nothing for me, Mark. I'm fine.
I'm good as well. We just had breakfast at the hotel.
Okay, great. Let me introduce Rosa. She's my assistant. I think you spoke to her on one of our conference calls?
Yes, that's right. Hello, Rosa.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Sarah. You too, Matt.
You too, Rosa.
Rosa used to work at our parent company, Titan Guitars, and she transferred into our team last year. Anyway, shall we get started?
Sure.
Let me begin by saying that we're delighted to have you here. I've been running the sales area for 5 years now, and this is our first opportunity to expand beyond the US. We're all real excited by this opportunity to enter the European market.
We're very happy to be here.
Yes, I've been a fan of your company since I was a teenager. I actually own one of your guitars myself.
Excellent. Which model do you have?
One of the old 909 range, the 909 TT.
I remember those. Good guitars. We stopped making them around 5 years ago, unfortunately. The wood for the bodies became just too expensive.
Oh, shame. It's a really nice instrument.
Okay, so I think we can begin the meeting. We're all here to talk about the new Lola range. Okay, Rosa, would you like to start us off with a quick outline of the Lola range?
Of course. As you know, the Lola range has 3 guitars. The Lola 1 for beginners, the Lola Gold for experienced amateurs, and the Lola Pro for professionals.
Right. We got the price list you emailed over. They're priced to us at $100, $250, and $500, right?
Yep. And by the way, did you get the sample guitars we sent you? Did you have a chance to look at them?
We did. The styling is very attractive and the tone is excellent, especially for the Gold and the Pro. But actually, Matt, maybe it would be easier if you talked about this since you actually played them.
Oh, okay. Basically, the Lola one is a cheap and cheerful beginner's guitar. We get that. I'm guessing you have it made outside the US, is that right?
Yes, that's right. It's made in China.
Now, the finishing is fine, but the body just doesn't feel very, well, solid. We have some concerns in this area.
Well, most of the components are actually made here, the same as for the Gold and the Pro.
No. The components aren't the issue. It's the build quality that we're worried about. When you pick it up and play it, it just doesn't feel well made.
Right. Well, first of all, let me assure you that the Lola one is definitely well made. We've tested it thoroughly.
I'm sure that's true. But it's about what our customers will think if they pick it up in store. It just doesn't feel very solid.
Do you use a different assembly process in China?
We use a simpler, cheaper assembly process and different materials. A cheaper wood brings the cost down. With lower labor costs, it all adds up. It means the Lola One is real value for money. If customers want a more solid feel, they buy the gold.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I guess we'll have to test the market. Let's see what the customer reaction is.
Sure. For your first order, you'll be testing the market for all 3 models.
Down the line, you'll have a much better idea of what price people are willing to pay for what quality. I really don't think you'll have a problem.
Okay, we've looked at your price list and we're not going to argue about your prices. We want a long-term relationship and a good profit for both sides. But I do want to talk about quantity.
Okay.
The minimum order figure you mentioned in your email is fine. 400 for the Lola One, 100 for the Gold and 100 for the Pro. 600 in total.
That's great if you think you can make those numbers.
Yes, I think we can, but I want to ask about large numbers, not minimum numbers. If this first order sells well in our flagship stores in London and Manchester, then we'll want to reorder. We'll also want to roll this out to all of our other UK stores. So my question is, can you handle an order of 4 or 5 times the minimum?
Absolutely. That won't be a problem. We're a subsidiary of Titan Guitars, so we have access to their workshops when we get large orders. It's a normal situation for us. We can easily ramp up production, and quickly too.
And what about the Lola One production in China?
Not a problem. Again, our plant in China is shared with Titan, so it has a big capacity.
Fine. So as discussed, we'd like to use the first order to test the market. We'll make an order at your minimum levels, and if it sells well, then we'll make a larger order.
Good.
So with that larger order, what kind of extra discount would you be willing to offer us? Let's say we order 4 times your minimum level.
Mark?
We could do 3%.
Is that the best discount you could give us? I mean, we're going to be giving you a lot of business.
Okay, how about this? Your first order is going to be at our minimum levels.
Right.
So let's look at setting an annual target of 4 times this. That means 2,400 in total over a whole year. 1,600 for the Lola One, 400 for the Gold, and 400 for the Pro.
Okay.
If you can reach that target, then we'll give you 6% on the list price. So for a larger order, we're increasing our discount from 3% to 6%.
And will you backdate the discount to include all the orders over the year? So in effect, it will be like a rebate on the earlier orders?
Of course, that's exactly how it would work.
And does that apply to any year in the future, not just this year?
Definitely.
All right, it all sounds okay in principle. Let's see how the whole... So, when would you be able to deliver the first order?
We can have the Golds and the Pros with you within 21 days of a firm order. The Lola ones may take an extra 10 days due to shipping and customs regulations in China.
And what about the large order of 2,400, if things go well? Can you deliver them all as quickly as that?
It should only take a week or so longer. We would be happy to structure the delivery in 2 or 3 parts if you prefer.
Delivery in stages would be a good idea, and we would want to pay in stages as well.
Let's come back to that in a second. I just need to clarify, will you want the larger order in just a couple of batches or more?
Let's say 4 deliveries of 600 each at 2 monthly intervals. That will help to keep our warehouse costs down.
Okay, that's fine.
So let's just summarize everything about shipping before we talk about terms of payment.
Sure.
You're going to place an initial order for 600 guitars. That's 400 Lola One, 100 Gold, and 100 Pro.
Right.
Then, if you later decide you can sell 4 times that over a year, we'll give you a 6% quantity discount, backdated to include all the units in that year.
Exactly.
And you're happy with 21 days delivery to a UK port, with a little longer for the Lola One.
Yep.
Have I missed anything?
Yes. With the large order of 2,400, if we can make it, you will split the shipping into 4 batches of 600 each, at 2 monthly intervals.
That's exactly right. But we still need to discuss the term of payment. If we ship in 4 batches, we'll need money up front. We can't start manufacturing.
Okay, so now let's look at payment terms. For your first order, at our minimum numbers, we won't ask for any money in advance. Instead, we'll accept 50% when the goods ship from the States.
In fact, that would be when you email us all the shipping documents from the New York Port Authority.
That's right. And then the remaining 50% would be payable 60 days after arrival at a UK port.
That's a very good deal for you. No upfront costs. We take all the risks.
Yes, that's good.
But if you do want a larger order, like the 2,400 we talked about earlier, then the terms will be different. We have warehousing costs here in the States until we ship to you.
Okay, so what do you suggest?
For a larger order, we will need 40% paid up front before we begin production. Remember, we're taking a lot of risk here. What happens if you cancel the order after production has started?
Okay, I can see your point of view, but 40% is still a lot to pay up front while we're waiting for the product. You're asking for us to give you a huge amount of our cash flow with delivery still months away.
So what do you have in mind?
Can you just give us a moment?
Of course, take all the time you need.
They do have some risk.
I can see their point of view.
All the storage costs are passing to them.
It saves us some money.
We don't have much room in our warehouse.
Look, how about if we structure it like this? For a larger order, we pay you 40% upfront as you wish, and all the remaining money 60 days after that.
So you get some money in advance, and we get to spread out our costs a little.
Can you give Rose and me a minute? They're going to be taking a lot of product.
And I think we can trust them.
And they have been in the market a long time.
The risk is not so great if they cancel.
We can always sell the guitars to another customer.
To be clear, and remember we're only talking about large orders here, you will pay 40% of the total value of the order on signing the contract. We manufacture and ship, and then 60 days after arrival at a UK port, you pay the remaining 60%.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we can live with that.
Great, that's settled.
So, is that everything?
I think so.
Shall we wrap things up then? A big thank you, Sarah and Matt, for coming all the way over here to New York. I'm sure this is just the start of a great business relationship.
A pleasure, Mark.
Thank you, guys.